Welcome to the Longevity Lab. This is Dr. Greg Goetz. And my video today is on who to listen to in the longevity, medicine, and fitness space that's credible. So these are people I have vetted because I personally was trained in evidence-based medicine, and I mainly listen to people who have a respect for the evidence. So, when you go to a forum, and I was recently at a forum of men's health, it was online, and it was a dumpster fire of the ignorant giving the ignorant advice. And I didn't even chime in or say anything because, it was just chaos. And there were no voices of reason. So what I'm going to try and give you here is a list of, people who are the voice of reason in the space of hormone management, longevity, medicine, fitness. And so let's just start from the top here. Of course, I like Peter Attia, and his longevity practice is in Texas, and I believe his podcast is called The Drive. Number 2 on the list is Lane Norton, who's a PhD. And his undergrad degree was in biochemistry, and his graduate PhD was in nutrition science. And, he's been a guest on Huberman. He's also been a guest on Peter Attia. Lane Norton is great. Andy Galpin, who is a PhD in bioenergetics. He's an elite athlete performance expert, and he recently started up his own podcast. He was previously interviewed as an expert by Huberman and Attia and others. But, I have immense respect for Andy Galpin. If you care about biomechanics and performance and hypertrophy, that is the guy to listen to. So I like Nicholas Verhoeven. He's a PhD in cellular physiology, and he has a YouTube channel, and it's called Physionic. And he's fantastic because he will address topics like supplements and, but he's great at analyzing data. He's kind of a statistician. So he'll tell you, like this study sounds really impressive, but it's flawed. So it basically goes in the trash. So Nick Verhoeven, very good. Brad Stanfield is pretty good. He's a primary care doc who is in New Zealand, and he has his own YouTube channel, and he talks about evidence-based supplements, longevity, and other medical issues. I like him. Mike Israetel, he's kind of a polarizing figure, but I love him. He's very self-deprecating. He's got a master's in exercise science, and he's got a PhD in sports physiology. And he was recently interviewed by Peter Attia, and his interview was fantastic. It was 3 hours long. Before that, he was interviewed by Chris Williamson. So Mike Israetel has done the rounds on all the big podcasts, but boy, is he good. When it comes to the best exercises for whatever your goals are, whether it's getting big, getting strong, getting lean, living longer, he's really got a respect for the evidence. So then there's Andrew Winga, who's a personal friend. He's ER and family practice residency trained, and he has his own, niche men's hormone practice. Please subscribe to him. His channel is called Man Medicine, and I lean on him for a lot of help. He's taught me much. So again, he's a doctor who's very dedicated to the practices of evidence medicine. So Andrew Winga is great, especially for men and testosterone and that niche. Keith Nichols, another guy who's a national expert. Anybody who knows about testosterone or men's health knows about Keith Nichols. He runs a practice in Tennessee called Tier 1 Health and Wellness. And I text Keith on a weekly basis almost. He is a fantastic wealth of knowledge. He has been doing this way longer than I have. And boy, is he good. So Abraham Morgentaler is a huge name in the hormone space. He is a Harvard urologist, and he probably single-handedly busted the myth that testosterone for a man with prostate cancer is like putting gasoline on a fire. And so he crushed that myth, and he took a lot of risks and took a lot of flack in his own specialty. And he has a tremendous respect for evidence-based medicine. And I've learned a lot from Abraham Morgentaler. And so he has a couple of books out that are worth reading if you're a guy. So Avram Blooming. Avram Blooming is an oncologist who's now retired. He was a breast cancer specialist, and he wrote a book called Estrogen Matters. And if you're a woman and you have a family history of breast cancer, or if you've had breast cancer and you want hormone replacement, but you're scared, you think it's going to cause breast cancer, read Avram Blooming's book. And he's got a couple great interviews on YouTube also. So he's still alive, not practicing, but he was an oncologist, so a cancer doctor that specialized mostly in breast cancer. So, these are some people that you should put on your list of who to listen to, who are credible. Not to knock Brecka, Gary Brecka, but Brecka talks about his postgraduate work, and Brecka has 2 undergraduate degrees, so he has done no postgraduate work. And so, you got to be careful. He's basically got an undergraduate degree, and so but he's a big name. He's very influential. He's very convincing. So anyhow, I just wanted to get those names out to my viewers so that you guys had other people to follow who were trustworthy.